Okay, okay, that makes sense. And I want to come back now to you in 2004 starting to do pools, and now 2026, um, and 22 years later. I'm curious, what were the process? Maybe we can talk about the story of you and Arizona Mirage, and now having a 650 pool business, and just getting started in pools. What were some of the key milestones along that? Maybe like hiring your first employee or this sort of thing. But could you walk me through your journey there a little bit?
Well, it's funny. He might get upset if I talk about him, but my operations manager, who I his parents were one of my first clients to come in and do. I think I was doing irrigation for them. I put in an irrigation system in their backyard. And mind you, I came from the Midwest, so I had this big 24-foot snowmobile trailer that was hauling all my gear in there.
We're in the Midwest.
But out here, I brought it here
Okay,
from the
gotcha.
Midwest.
I was born in
Actually,
Wisconsin. That's why I'm asking.
I bought it from my
Yeah.
buddy who got me into pool business, right?
Yeah.
So I'm working in the backyard and I come out and I see this kid in my trailer and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I just wanted to organize your trailer." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Okay." So I'm looking at this kid and I'm in my 30s and I'm looking at this kid. I'm like, "Huh, you want a job?" Yeah, I think he was 15 at the time. He's like, "Yeah, man, I want a job." I'm like, "All right." So I hired him, and I'm gonna say his name. His name is Bryce Reblin, and he's been with me since I started the company. Um, I taught the kid how to dry stick, how to back up trailers, and I remember times that I'd have to go back and bang on his door saying, "Come on, kid, you got work to do at 6 in the morning. Like we got to get going." And here he is today. He's pretty much running the show for me at this shop all the time, and that was he was my first employee, our first employee. And then we were running this out of our house, and we have three daughters, and they're very young. I think our oldest was 4 when we started the company, 4 or 5. And so, parking all this stuff on the side of my house, I'm having deliveries of chemicals brought to my house, and I'm like, I need to do something. And well, let me step back a minute. Um, I had a truck, and I didn't have any lettering on it, and I started seeing wraps on trucks. And so I told my dad. My dad was very successful. He's like, "Don't wrap your truck. You're not ready for that." I'm like, yeah, I want to. I want to look more professional, right? I don't want to just throw a magnet on my truck. There's nothing wrong with throwing magnets on your truck. Everybody starts somewhere. And so I threw the wrap on the truck, and my dad happened to be driving that truck, and he was filling up at a gas station, and this guy at the gas station started asking him about the pools. Well, that customer ended up being a customer. I think he's still our customer right now to today. For over 20 years, 20 years, this guy's been our customer. My dad comes back to me and he's like, "Man, I have to say that was one of the best things that you ever did. I take it back that you weren't ready for that." He's like, "Do the reps on all your trucks." I'm like, "All right, yeah, that works." And so that there, I was like, "All right, we're wrapping all of our trucks. So every time we get a new truck, it gets a wrap on it or gets our signage on it. We don't do full wraps anymore, but gets our signage on it." So that was a big milestone for us because that just really got us really busy. And then I was like, "All right, we need to get out of our house." So we got our first rental, and we only had the one truck, and we had this 1,500 square, no, it's 2,500 square foot shop. And my wife was like, "Oh, I'm not ready for this." I'm like, "I think we're going to be all right." And we went from, I think, 100 pools to almost 250, 300 pools. And this was right around 2008, 2009. And that's when the market took its crash.
Sure, sure.
And that is when I got introduced to that other realtor I mentioned earlier, where we took 30 other pools. I think it's from three different pool guys. And
And so
I
were
don't
those
remember.
people the realtor knew, and the realtor had helped people buy houses, and they set them up with a
No,
pool, or what was the situation?
no, this realtor was a referral from another realtor that needed a pool company to take care of pools that were on foreclosure that people wanted to purchase. you can't sell a house with a dirty
Okay.
looking backyard.
Okay. That makes sense.
So we started cleaning these all up, and 2009 is when we really blew up. I think we went probably 350, 400 pools.
Okay.
And
Wow.
our goal was always 1,000 pools. But in today's day and age, I'm like, I don't know if I want 1,000 pools. It seems more of a headache than staying where we are. But every year it's just been a substantial growth. And I think the 2009 era